Now, as we go through the checklist, we've covered lots of different bases, and the prime one being that each thing must leave you in a stronger position than it would if you didn't do it. So the idea that something could come to me as a mid-level stepping punch and that I would stand here, all right, well, I'm not actually any worse off than if I didn't do it because he's not hit me anyway. So doing this was a bit unnecessary and in fact leaves me open to everything else that could come my way. So for me to have a reason to do it, it's got to be that it would finish the situation, and always having that reserve that says, if that didn't come off, I'll move on to something else. So, with that in mind, you then start to look at any particular technique. Any particular technique that you're looking at, you can apply in various ways. It's the effect that the technique's going to have, not necessarily the irimi, the entry into the situation. So if I had, for instance, the classic big right hook, and that comes in and I enter into the space this way, and then I pinch this arm across me with my fist coming in like this, and then that opens him up and we strike in here, then that looks a bit like making a murata uke, or assisted receiver technique. Assisted block is the most common translation. And what about if it were a push here? Well, if I get used to just doing this, then that looks like a murata uke as well. And what about if we had the upper arm grab? Say I've had a conversation, I've tried to leave and this has gone on, and I just get used to doing this, then that looks like a murata uke as well. Or there's a double lapel grab's got on here, and I bring this in here like this. That's a murata uke as well. Now we've put a little time delay in there because what you find is that if you slam down on there, their head comes forward very fast and you end up hitting harder than you really meant to. So with a training partner, we've got the touch, let the body come forward, show yourself the target area instead of just slamming it straight into them. If you're going to slam someone gently, maybe you could do it all in one, but how can you slam someone gently? It's not a slam thing. So what we've got then is what else could happen? Or if we're here, we've got the rugby tackle comes in, and slam this one down, push this one out here like this. Then you've got a murata uke. Or what if we're grabbed from behind? We get like this. First off, I don't know what's going on yet, so I'm going to bust into that, put this in here, and then come around like that. And there again, it looks like a murata uke. What about if, pick a technique, basically pick any kind of technique, pick any kind of attack, and if your response is always going to be this, then it's going to look like a murata uke. So the situation can evolve, and we can use it in more and more complex ways. But on top of the instant I hit you with it, there's also got to be another level. So as well as hitting, which all those were, I just put that out and put that out, we try and look at how we can use the moves to hold, to pin, to restrain. So we go right back to that first attack, the big hook. When that big hook comes in, if I bring this in and corkscrew it this way, then I start to lock this body up. You see the way the body's moving away. Then instead of striking, what we do is just wrap that and place it, and there we have an inverted joint lock going on there. Now, for that, I've got the elbow pinned here, I'm going to put this in here, and I only get that far, because getting this far is going to cause a lot of pain. Of course, it depends on the person. There's some people you won't even get that far with, because they're going to be massive in the shoulder and prevent that movement without hurting them. You can make the movement, but then it hurts. So that gives us a further layer of looking at the technique. We went back to the idea that there was a push come on, and we hit into here and hit into here. So how does this become a joint lock? Well, quite simply, with a little movement of the body, then we can start to pin the limb across us this way. Or perhaps I'll slide this through and lock it this way instead. So we've got the hammerlock gone on there with the inside of the elbow arm, while the other arm's just used. We can either strike like we did previously, or perhaps now we just use that to push away and keep them at bay. If we had the double lapel grab, how do you use this to lock? Well, maybe instead of hitting down, maybe I can lift up and then press in. So we'll hook this way. We maybe lock the arm across the body this way, push it up to lock it out. Or maybe I use this arm to lock this way while we pin down this way, still looking like a Morote Uke. Now, the thing there is, of course, that there's two hands gone on, but I'm only focusing on the one of them. Because I don't need to focus, I can't try and lock a pair of them. So I just work on the one that I want to work on. I'm quite happy for the other one to still be there, because he's not punching me with it. Right? So the key here, through this set of examples, is how we use Morote Uke to strike, no matter what the kind of attack is, and how we use Morote Uke to lock, no matter what the entry situation is. And you take that principle and then apply it onto everything else that you've ever learned.